They told me to let it go. They said my father's career was just collateral damage in the fog of war. They thought because I was just a civilian, just a daughter, I would stay silent. But they forgot who raised me. You can steal a man's pension, you can strip his rank, but you never, ever touch a Marine's honor. My father, Master Sergeant Jack Miller, didn't speak much. He was a man of action. He believed that your word was your bond and that a handshake meant more than a contract. He served 20 years. Iraq, Afghanistan, places I can't even pronounce. He missed my high school graduation because he was in the sandbox. He missed my wedding because he was recovering from surgery at Walter Reed. I never complained because I knew, we all knew, he was doing it for us, for the flag. But the man who came home last winter, he wasn't Jack Miller. He was in a wheelchair. He couldn't talk right, slurring his words because of the stroke he suffered overseas. But the stroke didn't kill him. The letter did. A general discharge. Under honorable conditions? No, they stripped him. They said he showed cowardice during an ambush in the Korangal Valley. They said he froze. They said good men died because Jack Miller was too scared to pull the trigger. I looked at my dad, sitting in his chair, staring at the wall. The strongest man I ever knew was crying, not loud sobs, just silent tears rolling down a face that had seen too much hell. That was the moment I stopped being sad, and I started getting angry. I drove to the base. I demanded to see the commanding officer, Colonel Vance. Vance was a politician in a uniform. Clean hands, perfect hair. He looked at me like I was a little girl who lost her puppy. "Sarah," he said, sighing like I was wasting his time, "the investigation is closed. Your father is lucky he isn't in Leavenworth prison." He froze. He panicked. "It happens to old dogs." "My father doesn't freeze," I said, my voice shaking. "He has a silver star from Fallujah. He has a purple heart from Marja." "You're lying." Vance stood up. The smile vanished. "Careful, Sarah. If you keep digging, you might lose the disability checks keeping that roof over your head. Go home. Be grateful for what you have." He threatened us. He threatened a disabled veteran's livelihood to protect his own career. I walked out of that office, and the California sun felt cold. I sat in my car and screamed. I screamed until my throat burned. Then I wiped my face. I remembered what Dad taught me when I was 6 years old and fell off my bike. "Miller, get up. Dust off, reload." I wasn't going to fight them with guns. I was going to fight them with the truth. I needed a witness. The report said everyone in Dad's unit agreed with the cowardice charge. But I found one name that didn't have a signature next to it. Corporal Tex Rodriguez. He was the radio operator. He was there, but he had vanished. No social media, no phone number. Just a ghost. It took me 3 months to find him. He was living off the grid in a cabin in Montana. I flew there, rented a truck, drove through a blizzard to get to his front door. When he opened it, he had a shotgun in his hand. He looked wild, broken. "I'm Jack Miller's daughter," I said. He lowered the gun. Jack is dead," he whispered. "No," I said. "He's alive." "But they're killing him, Tex. They're calling him a coward." Tex laughed. It was a terrifying sound. "Coward? Your dad carried me 2 miles with a bullet in his leg. Who called him a coward?" "Colonel Vance," I said. Tex's face went pale. "He invited me in." We sat by a wood stove, and he told me the truth. Vance wasn't even there, Tex said, his hands trembling. He was commanding from the drone feed. He ordered an airstrike on a building. Jack saw civilians inside, kids. Jack refused the order. He screamed at Vance to abort. Vance overrode him. He dropped the bomb anyway. My blood ran cold. The explosion triggered an ambush, Tex continued. Jack didn't freeze. He stood up in the open fire to draw their attention so we could get the kids out. That's when he got hit. Vance scrubbed the tapes. He pinned the civilian deaths on Jack to save his own promotion. We have to testify, I said. I can't. Tex shook his head. I have PTSD, Sarah. I'm a mess. No one will believe a crazy hermit over a colonel. I reached into my bag and pulled out my dad's old dog tags. I put them on the table. He didn't leave you behind, Tex, I said softly. Don't leave him behind. The hearing was hostile. The board of inquiry looked bored. Colonel Vance sat there, looking smug. He thought he had buried us. My lawyer was nervous. We don't have hard evidence, Sarah, just stories. Call the witness, I said. The doors opened. Tex walked in. He had shaved. He was wearing a borrowed suit that was too big for him. But he walked with a purpose. Vance shifted in his seat. Tex didn't just testify. He dropped a bomb. I know the official comms logs were deleted, Tex told the general, but I was the RTO. I had a backup recorder running in my pack. Standard operating procedure for my platoon. The room went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Tex pulled a small, rusted digital recorder from his pocket. The general ordered it played. Static. Gunfire. Then Colonel Vance's voice. Drop the hammer. Wipe that building. Then my father's voice. Clear, strong, heroic. Negative, negative. Civilians in the open. I am waiving that order. I will not kill innocents. The explosion. The scream. The general, a man with 3 stars, on his shoulder, slowly turned to look at Colonel Vance. Vance looked like he was going to vomit. The general stood up. Stop the tape. MPs, secure Colonel Vance. Immediately. I looked at my dad. He was sitting in the back. He lifted his good hand and gave Tex a thumbs up. Video created by Sub-81M Rock. Vance was court-martialed. He lost everything. My dad, he got his rank back. He got his pension back. But last week, a package arrived from the Pentagon. It was the Bronze Star with a V for valor. He can't pin it on himself, so I did it for him. He looked at me, his eyes clear for the first time in years. He squeezed my hand. He didn't have to say it. I knew. We won. They think because we are small, because we aren't powerful, that we will just roll over. They think they can rewrite history, but they forgot the most important lesson of all. You can break a soldier's body. You can break his mind, but you cannot break the truth. My name is Sarah Miller. I am a Marine's daughter, and I will never, ever back down.